Hey, what's up guys, this is Vaulty here, back again with another World of Warcraft video. So something that has been happening recently to the game is that a lot of the cool things in World of Warcraft, a lot of the interesting and fun aspects of the game have been getting nerfed or patched by Blizzard. And I think a lot of the WoW community are also feeling the same thing, and it just feels like Blizzard has created a narrow pathway that nobody is allowed to deviate from. If you want to play WoW in your own unique way and come up with cool and interesting ways to play the game, you can't do that. That will get patched or nerfed pretty quickly. Now, case in point, a few months ago I made a video about a level 1 twink that I created, and basically I just made a level 1 twink with the best gear, the best enchants, the best everything possible, and it was a pretty fun thing to play as. It's kind of a fun exercise to make a WoW character as strong as possible at the lowest level. It's just a cool fun idea I had for a video. Of course, within the confines of the game itself, there's no hacking or glitching going on. It is literally just stuff that is in the game, and I made a level 1 twink as strong as possible. This video got some views, and then a week later, Blizzard actually nerfed it. They nerfed it into the ground. The damage that this build could do is now about 20% of what it can do today. So this level 1 twink idea has just been killed by Blizzard, probably because of this video. The Elemental Force enchant has been used quite a lot, but when I made a video about it, it then got nerfed. So it's pretty clear to see what's going on there. I'm sure someone at Blizzard watched the video and then decided that they have to nerf it, and this kind of highlights a problem that Blizzard has with unorthodox ways of playing the game. Now, a level 1 twink isn't really harming anyone. It is just a fun little thing to do, and there's no level 1 meta, there's no level 1 competitive scene, there's no PvP scene. It's just a fun little thing that you can do. However, according to Blizzard, this is an unorthodox way of playing the game, and it can't be allowed. You need to get max level just like everyone else and go into the random dungeon finder and climb up the ladder that way. Or if that is too theoretical to accept, I also had a similar situation that happens when I made a video about the fell meteorite. I actually used it in a way that I could actually travel across the entire map of the Broken Isles when Legion WoW was the current expansion. I made a video that was talking about the fell meteorite, and I basically used the fell meteorite in conjunction with the slowfall spell that mages have to basically travel across the entire map of the Broken Isles. This was a really cool thing to do, and it's kind of like having a flying mount before flying mounts was a thing. But of course you can't change your direction once you've used the fell meteorite, and it's pretty cool just to see you go across the map at such a fast speed. Once again, I'm not exploiting any glitches here, there's no hacking going on, this is literally just me combining two things in the game together to create a cool effect. And you can probably guess by now what happened to that. The fell meteorite has been nerfed into the ground, you can't use it in Eastern Kingdoms or Kalimdor. I don't know what happened to the fell meteorite. Like, if you try to use the fell meteorite, it won't work. It literally will not work. I don't think the fell meteorite does anything anymore. Like, not only have they nerfed it, but they've taken it out of the game without removing the item. Now, I'm not sure that this was because of the video I made, or it could be a number of people that made videos about it, but why? Why would Blizzard put something into the game and then not allow people to use it? Like, you have all these really cool and interesting items and spells and abilities in the game, but if you actually use it in a way that is creative or an outside the box way, Blizzard will nerf it. And I don't know why would they do that? Why give us cool items and spells to use and then not let us use it? Like, at that point, why even pretend? You know, all you guys that are using goblin gliders before you get the flying mounts, I'm surprised Blizzard hasn't removed goblin gliders from the game, or at least heavily nerfed it yet. Because people are using that for creative ways to gain a head start in battlegrounds and stuff. To be honest, I really do think there will be a time where goblin gliders have been nerfed into the ground. Because this is outside the box thinking, and that is not allowed apparently. Another aspect of the game that has literally been removed is twinking. Now, twinking is basically an old form of content that people used to create themselves, where they would take a low level character that is at the top level of a level bracket for battlegrounds and equip that character with the best possible gear, the best in slot enchants, everything. So you have like a level 19 rogue that has insane stats. Now, Blizzard has completely destroyed this style of gameplay. They added a feature where you can turn the XP gained off so you stay at that level and you don't exceed the level bracket for your battleground. However, when you select XP off, you can no longer queue up with other people that have not selected XP off as well. So essentially, there is no chance of you getting any kind of battleground invite. A queue to any battleground or arena will pretty much never pop because you have XP off selected. So that is a whole style of gameplay that is self-generated organic content by WoW players that has just been axed. Why? What is the point? To make this even worse, Blizzard as of recent has introduced a new mechanic where if anyone has XP off in your party, you will get 95% reduced experience. So if you join a group and you have XP off selected, you'll probably be kicked from that group because you're basically taking away all the experience from other people in that group. The idea behind Blizzard was that this was a way to combat people from power leveling, where they would get a level 110 twink, and that person would basically just grind XP while another guy pays for it with gold. Once again, this is user generated content that is not allowed by Blizzard. They aren't breaking the rules of the game, they aren't actually doing anything that is glitching or exploiting or hacking. This is literally the mechanics that players have been given, and then they do something with it that requires some creativity and outside the box thinking, and it's just not allowed. Imagine if you're leveling up a character and you have a group of people and the random dungeon finder puts you in with someone that has XP off selected. Because he's in your group, you're going to get 95% reduced experience, so of course you're going to vote to kick him. Why? What is the point? Can we not just let people have fun and play the game that they want to? I think there is some truth behind the meme of Blizzard being fun police. It certainly seems like that these days. There are countless amounts of items and cool things in the game that have just been completely removed or nerfed, just because people were actually using it. And I surely hope that this philosophy does not get applied to Classic WoW when it gets launched. Classic WoW had a lot more room for playing the game the way you want to play it. Things don't necessarily have to be 100% balanced or 100% streamlined to be fun. There is a clear difference in design philosophy when you compare BFA to Classic WoW. And even on my channel I asked people if they prefer Classic WoW or BFA. About 5,000 people participated in this poll, and they actually gave me some very interesting results. A large majority actually thought Classic WoW was better than BFA. Now, why do they think that? Is it because Classic WoW is mechanically superior to BFA? Absolutely not. Is it because they have more fun with the design philosophy in Classic WoW compared to BFA? Absolutely yes. I think Blizzard needs to learn something from the old style of game, where people are just given a lot more freedom to do things and play the game that they want to. Just because you create a pathway of how you want players to play the game doesn't necessarily mean that that is the way that they will enjoy it the most. Some people just want to create a level 1 rogue and make it as strong as possible and have fun playing the game like that. To summarize this, I just think that Blizzard needs to relax. I think they have the wrong idea of how a game is fun. Another thing is world PvP. Now what the hell happened to world PvP? Even if you're playing on a PvP server or what used to be a PvP server, you actually have to go into a capital city and select the button that says that you are willing to participate in world PvP. If you don't select that, the opposing faction cannot do anything to you. Why remove world PvP from the game like that? But some of the most fun times is when you're organically interacting with other players in the world that you just happen to meet. And yes, you can be ganked, you can be corpse camped, but so what? That is what makes the game fun and interesting. So the solution to this is I just think that Blizzard needs to lay off and let people play the game that they want to play. If you think about the two most popular games in the world, Minecraft and Fortnite, they thrive on organic gameplay. They do have their single player campaigns, but that is not really what makes people come back to those games. The reason why they're so successful is because players are pretty much just left alone and they can approach the game however they want. Minecraft and Fortnite are not famed on their single player gameplay. That is not what made it a business success. And this idea holds true. If you actually look at the subscription numbers of World of Warcraft, there were more people playing the game in the earlier expansions of WoW. By all measures, the mechanical gameplay was not as good as it is today in the modern expansions. However, what the earlier versions of WoW had, that today's WoW does not have, is it gives you a lot more freedom an allowance to create your own organic gameplay. Just because you have an idea and a plan of how you want people to play it doesn't necessarily mean that that is how they will have the most fun doing it. Just give WoW players some freedom and let the chips fall where they may. Not everything needs to be cold and calculated within the progression ladder that you have set in the game. Well guys, I'm interested to hear if you guys agree or disagree with this. If you guys think that Blizzard has recently turned into the fun police, leave your thoughts down in the comments below. This is vaulty, signing out.